Hey, what's up, DeRacers? So Mystery is back from vacation finally, and so what we're planning on doing is to kick off next week with a multiple different racing events. So we're just going to jump right to it and introduce the first of the three. There's going to be 5 total, but 3 different types. First one is the turf burner.
All right, so the turf burner is going to be all about fastest time. We're going 2 furlong turf with equipment. It's going to be open to all with a 5 Dirk entry fee. That's it. We want as many horses as we can to get into this event. We want you to make sure you deck them out. They're going to go as fast as possible. Now, this event is actually going to be held over 3 separate stages, held on March 4th, 5th, and 6th. So we're spreading out the stages over 3 separate days. And each stage is going to have 2 rounds, meaning you'll get 2 chances to run your horse as fast as possible. And we're setting it to the fastest time, not your fastest average, the fastest time. So you get 2 chances to move on. If you make it through to stage 2, it'll only be the top 24 horses. So 24 horses move on to stage 2 or day 2 in this event, and 12 horses will move on to stage 3 or day 3 in this particular event.
All right. What I like about this one is the goal was just to try to bring back some excitement with the equipment and to crush some records. We have a lot of new horses that have not really ran much equipment. So with the turf burner, love to see some sub 12 furlongs. Let's get it low. So lots of
Now, what I also want to point out is that this race is going to have a standard payout structure in terms of the prize pool. It's going to use the 50%, 30%, 15% payout. But we're also adding in some additional prizes. The first place horse in this particular event will get an additional 125 Dirk. Second place is going to get a Liquid Love, and third place will get 50 additional Dirk.
Nice. All right. And then the next one is the opposite of this, is we are bringing in the Donkey March.
Yeah. Now, the Donkey March, like you said, is the opposite. This one is a 15 furlong dirt naked race. And no equipment needed on this. We are going for the slowest time. We want those horses to set records on how long it takes them to get down the entire track. It again is going to be open to all with a 5 Dirk entry fee. Same exact payout structure in terms of prizes. So we'll still have the 50, 30, 15 from the prize pool, and then the 125 Dirk, the Liquid Love, and the 50 Dirk additional prizes. And it will be the same thing. It'll be held over 3 separate days, meaning there's 3 separate stages. 24 will advance to stage 2, 12 will advance to stage 3. But unlike the turf burner, where you get 2 chances to set that speed record, with the Donkey March, you only get 1. Those donkeys don't have the energy or the stamina to make it down that track a second time. So they're only going to get 1 chance in each of those stages. So you get 1 round to see if you can move on. The 24 slowest will move on to that second day and then continue on down.
And that's not the slowest average. That is just the slowest time.
Correct. You want to have taken the longest to make it down 15 furlongs of dirt.
Fantastic. So what we're trying to do, guys, is like you'll notice we've been trying to test out different types of scoring, different types of events. The goal is just to figure out what does everybody want to play. The third version that we're introducing is the one shot. So there's going to be 3 of these. So in total, there's 5 events. Let's talk about those.
Yeah. So again, we're keeping it simple. It's open to everybody. It's going to have a 5 Dirk entry fee and have a standard 50, 30, 15 payout percentage from the prize pool. But what we're going to do, and actually Vamp's going to start this off, is we're going to randomize 3 separate distances on 3 separate surfaces. And they could all be the same. So it looks like from that spin there, the first one's going to be a turf. And then we're going to do the distance as well here. And these 3 separate tournaments are going to happen over the course of the same week that the other events are happening, but it's going to happen on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, March 4th, 6th, and 8th. So that first one was a turf 15, correct?
That is correct.
That race is going to be a single stage, single round tournament, open to all. Basically, you get to run 1 turf 15 and see if you can win. It's based on fastest time. It's like a regular race, except for we are opening this up to as many horses as want to enter, not just the 12 that are in a standard race.
Yeah, I like this because I was imagining it as being just an enormous gate of 100 horses that are running. Midjourney didn't allow me to design that. But the second one we got, so Turf 10.
So we have a Turf 15 and a Turf 10. It looks like that Turf 10 will be the one that happens on Wednesday, March 6th. Are we going to have it? Ooh, all right. So our third one's a dirt.
Okay, and finally, get this written down. Looks like Turf 7 or Dirt 7.
All right, so our third one is Dirt 7. Now, the last bit of this is because they're called one-shots, and because you are entering this tournament and you only get one shot at it, you run a single race as fast as you can. The prize structure, in addition to the 50, 30, 15% payout, will be an additional 50 dirt plus a liquid love to the winner only. So that's the additional prizes. You're going for glory here. You got to run your fastest. Now, something that you'll probably appreciate, I guess, is that donkeys can still run fast times. They just aren't going to do them as often. But when you're running a single race, there's still a chance. So get as many horses into these events as possible.
Yep, and that was the whole intent with the one shot, is that, like you said, every horse has the ability to run a lower limit 3, and if you run that fast, it's a screaming track, and even donkeys have that chance. If it has multiple stages and multiple rounds, highly likely that the champion horses are going to be the ones that are going to secure the higher probability of winning it. But the one shots, that's going to give pretty much any horse a close opportunity to do it, but it'll just be one gigantic single race. Even if there's 4 different stages due to how many people sign up or more, it doesn't matter if you win it. You have to win it and beat all the others that win theirs. So if your horse does not take first place in its stage, you've lost.
Yeah, so the way DeRace calls it is a stage is the event itself, whatever the distance is going up against all the horses. A round is how many times your individual horse will have to run within that stage. And then they call them races within the rounds. So if we had 72 horses, you're talking about 6 separate races within one round. So like Vamp was saying, you're going to have to wait to see if your time holds, which I just find incredibly fascinating with the one-shot event. Just being uber stressed if you run a great time in the first race of that round, and then you have to wait, say, 5 more races to see if anyone knocks you off.
Yep. All right. And so all of that's opening up next week. So make sure that you get your horses registered. Now, on a set,
let me clarify. Registration actually opens on March 1st. The events themselves happen next week. So as soon as this vid comes out, you're probably only a few hours away from being able to see those registrations open up. As soon as they show up, start throwing horses in there. You'll have a handful of days or a few days to get ready for those events. The one-shot events that occur on next week's Wednesday and Friday, you'll have longer to register for them. The first one, I believe that was the Turf 15, is going to have the shortest amount of registration time, but still is a good 72 hours or so.
Yep. All right. So what I just wanted to briefly touch on was if you take a look at the stable tools that we have, we noticed that there's some discrepancies in the most recent data sets when it comes to PPR prize structure. We've been communicating with OXG, and so he's going to be hopefully taking a look and fixing that soon. So if you're playing around with the tool and you're looking at something that looks strange, just know that we've noticed it. We're working on it. I suspect that he's just working on processing the data, getting ready for the worst time and best time. As I posted that short recently, where we're going to be updating the tools to have just more capabilities, perf scores, donkey highlighting, and all that stuff. So a lot's coming, hopefully in the next week or 2.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add. We're working on adding a bunch of stuff to the tools. But each one of those things requires an overhaul of the way the APIs work. So we're in the middle of that process, and hopefully we can get those to you guys soon.
Yeah, guys. So make sure to register a lot. The horses or the tracks that have the most types of registration, that's just an indicator to us that those are the events that you guys like to do. So if you're interested in one, make sure you're filling it out. There is no limit to the wallets. There's none, just whatsoever. Just fill it up with as much as you want, and let's see what happens next week.